You never expect your new home to whisper. Not in the middle of the night. Not from the drain. But for Armin, that whisper became his reality. What started as a peaceful move turned into a nightmare that sleeps in the pipes and speaks in the dark. This is the story of what really happened in apartment 203, the story of a man who discovered that some places don't just have bad plumbing. They have voices. Armin was 28, recently separated, and mentally drained. He moved into a small, cheap apartment in an old building at the edge of the city, the kind of place you rent because it's all you can afford. The building was quiet. Too quiet. The walls were paper thin. The neighbors never said hello. The hallways smelled like bleach and mold. But he liked it. No drama. No distractions. Just him, his work-from-home job, and the silence. Until the fourth night. It started at exactly 2:13 a.m. Armin was brushing his teeth when he heard it. Hello? It wasn't loud. It sounded like a soft breath, echoing from the floor drain in the bathroom. He blinked, stared at the metal grate. Waited. Nothing. He chuckled. Old pipes. This building's ancient. But just as he turned to leave, he heard it again. I'm still here. His skin went cold. He left the bathroom with the lights still on and tried to sleep. But the voice lingered in his mind, quiet, and oddly familiar. The next night, he heard it again. Louder. Clearer. You forgot me, Armin. He froze. He hadn't told anyone where he lived. And he never said his name aloud in the apartment. He rushed into the bathroom. The drain was dry. Nothing unusual. But a faint smell of mildew and something dead floated in the air. He plugged the drain with a rubber stopper and duct tape. But at 2:13 a.m. the following night, the whisper came through the wall. You can't shut me out. Desperate, Armin searched online for apartment 203 history. He found an old forum with a few posts about strange noises, water stains that wouldn't go away, and a girl's voice in the bathroom. Then he saw a name, Nita. A girl who disappeared from that same apartment 10 years ago. Never found. Only 8 years old. Last seen entering the bathroom after saying, I hear her calling me. That night, Armin didn't sleep. He sat in the living room, watching the bathroom door. 2:13 a.m. The light inside flickered on. By itself. Water gurgled from the pipes. Then, the drain cover rattled. It spun slowly, then popped off and slid across the tile. He stared, paralyzed. A wet hand crawled out. Small. Pale. Moldy. Then black hair, soaked in sewage, slid up. A child's head, her skin bloated and gray, her eye sockets hollow and oozing. I waited so long, Armin. He ran out of the apartment and slept in his car. Armin visited the building manager the next morning. Have you heard of a girl named Nita? You mean the one from 10 years ago? Poor kid. Fell into the pipes, they said. Got stuck. They never found the body. He called plumbers. Paranormal experts. Even a priest. Nobody would come inside once they learned the address. We don't go near the drain girl's place. Armin stopped sleeping. He covered every drain, kitchen, shower, even the sink. Still, the whispers continued. You promised you'd stay. They all left me. Not you. Let me back into the world. One night, he dreamed he was in the pipes, metal squeezing his chest, darkness choking him, water filling his lungs. When he woke up, his clothes were soaked. And the bathroom floor was flooded. That night, Armin prepared. He carried a sledgehammer into the bathroom. He was going to smash the drain open, face whatever it was, and end it. At 2:13 a.m., the drain opened on its own. The girl emerged fully this time. She was real. Corpse-like. Her arms were longer than they should be. Her mouth hung open, black water pouring out. You let me die. Armin screamed, swinging the hammer, but the room shifted. Reality bent. He wasn't in the bathroom anymore. He was in the pipes. Small. Trapped. Crushed. And from above, he heard the new tenant's voice. What is this place? The next day, apartment 203 was empty again. A new renter, a young woman, moved in. She asked the landlord about the strange drain in the bathroom. Oh, don't worry. It's just old plumbing. That night, she brushed her teeth. At 2:13 a.m., a whisper rose from the drain. Can you hear me? But it wasn't a child's voice anymore. It was Armin'. Some places remember. Some voices never fade. And some drains lead to more than just the sewer. Next time you hear a whisper from the darkness, don't listen. Or worse, don't answer. The babysitter cam. Some parents install a nanny cam for peace of mind. But sometimes, what the camera sees isn't meant to be seen. And sometimes, the thing watching your child isn't human. This is the story of Maya, a single mother, and the horrifying footage she found on her baby monitor. Maya, 32, was a single mom living in a quiet suburb with her 10-month-old son, Ion. After a few unsettling nights, weird sounds over the baby monitor, toys out of place, she bought a new high-definition nanny cam that connected to her phone. It had night vision, motion detection, and recorded everything. She mounted it in the corner of Ion's nursery. She thought it would help her sleep better. She was wrong. 3 nights later, while watching a movie downstairs, her phone vibrated. Motion detected, 2:14 a.m. She checked the feed. Ion was lying in his crib, facing the wall. But in the shadowed corner, it looked like someone was kneeling behind the crib. Still. Silent. Watching. She blinked. The figure was gone. She thought maybe it was a shadow. A curtain. She rewound the footage. The shadow had moved slightly. She checked on Ion. He was fine, sleeping. She blamed exhaustion, maybe stress from work. But the next night, another alert. Again, 2:14 a.m. Again, movement. This time, the camera captured a black blur sliding across the crib. Was that a hand? When she paused the footage, frame by frame, there was a shape. A face behind the crib bars. Pale. Smiling. Maya called the police. They checked the footage, the house, everything. "Ma'am, there's no sign of forced entry. And nothing's on the footage. You probably caught a glitch." But when Maya rewatched the saved file, the face was still there. Terrified, Maya asked her teenage neighbor, Nita, to babysit Ion while she ran errands. She didn't tell her about the camera, just to text if anything seemed off. When she came back, Nita looked pale. "Did you check the monitor?" she asked. Maya froze. "Why?" Around 2:15 a.m., the lights flickered. I looked at the cam. There was a girl in the corner of the room. Just standing there. Long hair. No eyes. They checked the recording. And there she was. A little girl in a tattered dress. Hair covering her face. Standing silently. Then, the girl tilted her head. And looked directly at the camera, as if she knew they were watching. Maya called the landlord and asked about the house's history. Silence. Then he said, "That room. That used to be a little girl's bedroom. She died in her crib. Years ago. Family moved away. We thought the house was fine now." Maya found an old newspaper article. 4-year-old girl dies in sleep, mysterious circumstances. Name, Sana Malik. Same room. Same crib placement. Same time of death, 2:14 a.m. Maya moved Ion into her room. She unplugged the camera. But the next night, her phone buzzed. Motion detected, nursery. 2:14 a.m. The camera wasn't plugged in. She rushed to the nursery. The crib was empty. But in the video feed, Ion was still visible, sleeping, and the girl was standing next to him, whispering something. Then she looked at the camera and smiled. "He's mine now." Maya tried everything. Burned sage. Contacted a priest. Even attempted to destroy the camera, but it still sent alerts, even after being smashed. One night, Maya set up 3 phones in the room. Each caught different things. One showed a quiet empty nursery. The second showed the crib rocking on its own. The third showed the ghost girl sitting in the crib, holding Ion's hand. And Ion was laughing. Like he knew her. Ion's behavior changed. He cried exactly at 2:14 a.m., even in Maya's room. He started speaking early, but only one word, again and again. "Sana. Santa's here. Santa's cold." One night, Maya heard him whisper to the darkness. "You can stay in me. Mommy says you're gone, but I can hide you." On the final night, Maya set up the cam again, and turned the baby monitor volume to max. At 2:14 a.m., static filled the air. Then, a soft lullaby played. She ran into the nursery. Ion wasn't in the crib. The monitor showed him sleeping, in a different room. A room filled with water stains, old wallpaper, and a hanging light swaying. She didn't recognize the room, but the ghost girl did. She was holding his hand, leading him into the walls. Maya never found Ion. The police dismissed the footage as paranormal paranoia. The house was vacated, abandoned. But the nanny cam still uploads footage to the cloud. Every night at 2:14 a.m., it shows a child sleeping peacefully. Sometimes it's Ion. Sometimes it's the ghost girl. And sometimes it's both. So if you ever set up a camera to watch over your child, make sure you're the only one watching. Because something, or someone, might be watching back.